Plus, the Late Show Oyster Challenge. And later this week, don't miss Kate Hudson, Brittany Murphy, General Tommy Franks, and Chris Rock. Now your local news.
Cure.
Kansas Governor Kathleen Sebelius has come up with a way to cut $500,000 from government's operating cost in one move. The Crawford County Sheriff comments on the investigation into drive-by shootings this weekend. And the Democrats' biggest drawing card goes to California to talk down the recall election. The news is next.
Take it.
Compare Ford Ranger to
Thank you. Roll D. Take it.
The cost of war is going up both physically and financially. The story in our first 7 minutes. The Crawford County Sheriff talks about whether 5 drive-by shootings are the work of gangs. And experts have advice for your gardening as the weather turns cooler.
And take it. Stand by 1. Start your Zoom. You're up.
The human toll of war goes up today,
Clear.
And so could the financial cost. Good evening, I'm Lisa Oligus. That story tops our first 7 minutes.
And Cure.
Another U.S. soldier is killed in Iraq, and that $87 billion price tag for the war may be just the tip of the iceberg. CBS correspondent Scott Rappaport has the story.
Take it.
In his first visit to Iraq since the war ended, Secretary of State Colin Powell doled out the optimism.
How you doing, guys? Thanks for all you're doing. Appreciate it.
But the encouragement came 1 hour late for yet another U.S. soldier killed when his convoy ran over a bomb planted on a road in Fallujah.
I don't have time
That's
for this
where on Friday, U.S. soldiers shot and killed at least 8 Iraqi policemen. U.S. officials say it was one of the worst cases of friendly fire, fanning the flames of hatred toward the American occupation. Securing Iraq is proving tougher than anyone expected. Top U.S. officials admit it may take even more than the $87 billion President Bush has called for to get the country up to speed.
It is still in formation, that budget.
What's the cost if we don't act? What's the cost if we do nothing?
The Secretary and the administration still don't get it.
What's the matter?
The $87 billion is the price tag for their arrogance and their miscalculation.
Still, Powell stood fast against growing international pressure to quickly turn responsibility for running the country back to the Iraqis.
The major new threat are the terrorists who are trying to infiltrate into the country for the purpose of disrupting this very hopeful process. And we will not allow that to happen.
But power to stop terror attacks in Iraq still seems out of U.S. hands, and something that no amount of optimism can change. Scott Rappaport, CBS News.
Cure.
Oklahoma National Guard troops will lead a 5-state Army Guard task force that will train the Afghanistan National Army. An estimated 400 soldiers will be deployed in December from Oklahoma Army Guard units in Sand Springs, Stillwater, and Oklahoma City. The Crawford County Sheriff does not suspect gang activity after 5 drive-by shootings this weekend. Authorities are still investigating and looking for any suspects in the shootings at 5 separate homes early Saturday morning. The first was reported in Frontenac, and the shooters appear to have worked their way south in the county. At one home on 240th Street, one bullet went through a window and into a child's backpack. Crawford County Sheriff Sandy Horton says there is no gang-related connection with these shootings and says unfortunately these homes were just hit for no apparent reason.
Take the bite.
We don't see any real connection or pattern involved with this. We really think this is probably what is called a random shooting. I don't believe anyone specifically was targeted. At least we hope not, but the investigation will continue. We'll try to hopefully develop some suspects and get those answers at some point.
Cure.
Sheriff Horton says they have sent the bullets that were recovered to ballistics experts to find out exactly what type of gun was used. He also urges anyone that has information to call the Sheriff's Department. A Miller, Missouri man is dead after a crash on Interstate 44. 55-year-old Tony Smith was killed Saturday in the crash 4 miles east of Mount Vernon. His wife, Mary, and their twin 15-year-old son suffered serious injuries. A tractor-trailer apparently rear-ended the Miller car, which then traveled off the roadway and came to rest on the north side of the interstate. We're getting clear skies for driving today. Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us to let us know if we can expect the same in our work week.
Yeah, it turned out to be actually a nice day. Temperatures into the upper 70s, and I think the next couple days look pretty good. It's going to be a very chilly night tonight, so bundle up those kids in the morning. They need at least a fairly thick jacket. Look at that overnight low, 47 degrees. 81 though in the afternoon, so short sleeves. And then look at this, 87, then 90 degrees, and then you jump 2 days ahead, 67. We are on quite a roller coaster ride, plus a chance for rain. We'll talk all about that
Stand by 2.
All right, thanks, Doug.
Cure.
The weather
Stand by
is
G
cooling
video.
down, and it's a perfect time to be outside getting some gardening done.
Roll G.
Expert gardeners
Take it.
say
Camera
popular
1
fall
desk,
plants
camera
are
2
pansies,
insert.
mums, any
Clear.
trees, shrubs, and flowering cabbage. Another recommendation for planting now are knockout roses. These flowers generally are easy to take care of, and they're disease resistant. The Botany Shop in Joplin says if you're looking to trim anything, wait until it is fully bloomed before you do that. They also say there is one tip they'd like people to remember that is crucial to keeping plants alive during the cooler weather.
Take the bite.
Even though it's, you know, cooling down, they still need to water and water a lot.
We're going to come out on 1. Stand by 1.
That's a main reason why people lose so many plants is because they don't water, and they need to water a lot.
Cure.
Reed says many of the popular fall plants will stay blooming until the first frost.
And cure.
Efforts at streamlining state government in Kansas are successful once again for Governor Kathleen Sebelius. She says taking advantage of technology will save the state $500,000. State employees who get their pay directly deposited will no longer get a notice of that payment by mail. Instead, they get paycheck notices online and can also check a self-service center for annual leave and other personnel information.
Stand by 1.
The savings comes by reducing the use of paper and postage.
And cure.
The Democrats' biggest draw is in California, calling on voters to reject the recall of that state's governor. Former President Bill Clinton went to a First AME church with Governor Gray Davis this morning. Clinton has been giving Davis advice on how to weather the storm surrounding the recall election. A recent LA Times poll now shows almost half of California voters think the recall is unfair, and Clinton echoed that sentiment.
Roll G. Take the bite.
Don't shred your Constitution. Don't shred the fabric of government. Don't tell people Californians are so impatient that they give somebody an employment contract and tear it up in the middle because times are tough. This is the right thing to do to beat this recall.
Cure.
Accepting the endorsement of the California Firefighters Association today, Republican Arnold Schwarzenegger stuck to his campaign script, calling on Californians to terminate the Davis-Bustamante administration, and his previous movie scripts quoted as well.
And Cure. Music.
Our California-like summer is turning to an East Coast type fall. Meteorologist Doug Eddy has our complete forecast next.
And take it.
Live from KOAM TV.
Set up for weather.
Lisa Oligas. James Hudzinski with Skywatch 7 Weather. And Richard Smith Sports.
Count on Anderson's for the Kubota.
All right, stand by 2.
Meteorologist Doug Eddy with Skywatch 7 Weather. Featuring Doppler 7000.
Good evening, everyone. It actually turned out to be a fairly nice day outside today. Partly sunny skies until about the middle of the afternoon. Then we broke out and saw mostly sunny skies. So not a bad day. Official high was 77 degrees, which is just a couple notches below where we should be for this time of the year. But look at the bottom there. 80s will be returning as we jump into the next couple days. Outside right now, tower cam above Joplin. We are looking pretty good. Clear skies, light winds, dry roads, something we really haven't seen over the last 2 or 3 days, which is actually fairly nice. St. John Skynet 7 as we pull out live temperatures across the 4-state area. It is chilly right now. 60 in Pittsburg, 57 in Jasper, 56 in Joplin. We have 56 as well in Neosho, 57, Miami 57. In Yates Center, look at Neodesha at 54 degrees, and I think everybody will jump all the way down into the 40s for overnight lows tonight. Due to, if we go outside, high pressure sitting right on top of us, and with high pressure, clear skies, light winds, it gets cold behind our last storm system that gave us all the rain over the weekend, heading in the opposite direction of us on the eastern seaboard. So let's look back towards the west. Here's our next system, northern parts of the Rockies. By the middle of the work week, this should give us a chance for rain, but out ahead of it, very nice weather conditions. We'll see high pressure again in charge tomorrow. Slipping off towards the east on the back side, we should see southerly winds helping us warm up to about 81 degrees. That's pretty close to where we should be for this time of the year. Mostly sunny skies. Warmer temperatures to our southwest will roll in Tuesday and Wednesday. In fact, we could be talking about highs, if not upper 80s, near 90 degrees. We just have to get through tonight. Remember, moms, dads, bundle those kids up in the morning. It will be chilly when you wake up. Temps all the way down into the middle, maybe upper 40s, 47 when you wake up in Joplin, 46 Pittsburg. Look at Iola, 44 degrees, 49 Miami, 49 as well when you wake up in Rogers,
Camera's clear.
Arkansas. 47 official low tonight. Calm, or can we say clam winds. Mostly clear skies. Missed punch by Mr. Hetty. 81 tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. Hey, a little bit warmer, but a great day. And then as we jump ahead into the rest of the work week,
a little bit,
90 degrees on Wednesday, 76 Thursday. A good shot for showers and thunderstorms behind that system. Look at that temperature on Friday, 60s for highs. And then the weekend, shaping up fairly nice. Right now, will that stick? Yeah, of course.
Stand by 2 to bump.
Reminds us of spring where, you have to wake up with a little bit of a jacket and then shed it by the afternoon.
Yeah, fall, opposite. We'll take it.
That's right. All right. Thanks, Doug.
Cure.
St. Louis's backup quarterback works overtime to put the Rams in the win column. And the revitalized Chiefs defense steals Pittsburgh's thunder. The Sunday night sports feed starts next.
And take it.
You get the best values in America.
Stand by 1. Cue him.
Good evening. The Chiefs' formerly incompetent defense looked nearly impregnable against the Chargers, but after just one game, it's tough to tell whether that improvement is miracle or mirage. Today, we get a better idea as the Steelers brought their high-powered passing attack to Arrowhead. Former Chiefs coach Hank Stram receives his NFL Hall of Fame ring at halftime, but the current Chiefs not starting off so well. Second play of the game, Trent Green picked by Chad Scott. 26 yards later, he's in the end zone. 7-0 Steelers. A field goal would put the Chiefs in a 10-0 hole, but on the ensuing kickoff, Dante Hall changes the game for Casey. Darts through traffic, dodging defenders, and takes it the full distance, 100 yards to the house. Chiefs get within 10-7. Second quarter, Chiefs embark on a long touchdown drive. Trent Green caps it off with a touchdown toss to Jason Dunn. Kansas City takes its first lead at 21-17. Next drive, Tommy Maddox's pass gets tipped, and Jerome Woods is there for the interception, and nothing but green grass in front of him. 46-yard return gives the Chiefs a 10-point lead. Third quarter, Steelers punting out of their own end zone, and they're punting it right back into Dante's Inferno. Hall finds a crease down the sideline and does it like only he can do it. Shedding tackles, making moves. 55-yard return sets up a short touchdown run by Priest Holmes. Fourth quarter, Holmes scores it again. This one from a little bit further out, matches his number with the 31-yard touchdown jaunt. That's number 3 on the day for Priest. And the Chiefs cruise 41-20. Holmes runs for 122 yards. Hall finishes with 208 return yards, and another solid game for that Chiefs defense, collecting 4 sacks, forcing 4 turnovers, including 3 interceptions, and all of it adds up to a second straight convincing win.
Take it.
And I think that we've got something pretty good right here. Does it guarantee anything next week? No.
Clear.
But it does mean that we're going in the right direction, 1 step at a time. And no one's going to put us on the top. We're going to have to climb there. But I think we took a giant step today.
I mean, I feel better about us being able to come back from 10-0. I mean, that just shows that all the work we put in about, Coach has been preaching, dealing with adversity. Everything's not going to be good. I mean, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's the thing, we knew this was a test to see where we were at this week, and we knew it all week long, and we came out and we met the challenge, and it feels good. We just got to go back next week and take care of win number 3.
The Chiefs will look to make it a 3-0 start next weekend when they travel to Houston. For a team that spent the whole offseason trying to avoid a quarterback controversy, the Rams sure didn't waste any time creating a quarterback controversy. Just one game in, Mark Bolger replaces the injured and ineffective Kurt Warner, setting the stage for a possible season-long dispute. Warner trading helmet for headset as the high-scoring 49ers pay a visit to the Jones Dome. First quarter, Bolger picking up where he left off last season, lobs for Torrey Holt, who makes the one-handed grab for the touchdown. That deserves another look. Holt's manual dexterity ties this ball game at 7. 49ers down 7, 23 seconds left. Jeff Garcia lobs it up. Terrell Owens brings it down to tie the game at 24. We're going to overtime. First drive of an OT, Rams march into San Fran territory, and Jeff Wilkins ends it with a 28-yard field goal. The Rams escape with a 27-24 overtime win. Bolger finishes with 236 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's now 7-1 as Rams starter, but after the game, Coach Mike Martz would not say whether Bolger or Warner will start next week at Seattle. A little history transpiring in Baltimore as the Ravens host the Browns. First quarter, Jamal Lewis picks his way through traffic, keeps his balance, and he's off to the races. 82-yard touchdown run makes it 7-0 Ravens, and just the very beginning of a big day for Jamal. fourth quarter, Lewis gets the handoff again, wobbles again, but he's not going to fall down. This one, a 63-yard scoring run. Jamal Lewis knocks down the NFL single-game rushing record with 295 yards as the Ravens cruise to a 33-13 win. Joplin's Jamie McMurray started in the top 5 today at New Hampshire. Up next, we'll show you whether he finished there. And the Gorillas are kings of the jungle after last night's resounding win over St. Cloud State. We'll recap the hammering of the Huskies when the feed continues next.
Roll it and take it.
At Sutherland.
Yeah, they're doing a live. Kind of doing a special live on Thursday. Stand by 1. Cue him.
Welcome back. It seems safe to say that Pitt State's much anticipated matchup with St. Cloud State didn't live up to all the hype, but the Gorillas probably don't mind a bit. PSU absolutely manhandled the Huskies on the way to a 46-14 win. The Gorillas forcing 5 turnovers from the nation's top-ranked offense, including 4 interceptions by Harlan Hill candidate Keith Heckendorf. Meanwhile, the offense moved it effectively by land and air, enrolling up 391 total yards. And perhaps the only people not surprised by the Gorillas' total dominance are the Gorillas themselves.
Roll H. Take the bite.
We knew going into it, we said it didn't have to be close. I mean, we could have. If we play well and play together as a team, we can be pretty good. And the offensive complemented the defensive very well tonight. They gave us the ball on great field position, and we were able to convert on some big plays, and it just kind of rolled for us.
This week we just felt
Jimmy's in.
We just had to go out there and prove something to everybody.
Clear.
You know, everybody was just like St. Cloud did. They ranked higher than us. You know, we felt like, you know, they coming into the pit. You gonna have to fight when you come in. You know, and we had to show them.
Rody, take it. Cue him.
Missouri Southern still searching for its first win after a 15-10 loss to Northeastern State last night. The Lions led 7-zip at halftime, courtesy of a Nate Proctor touchdown run. Proctor gained 56 yards on the ground, but Southern could only total 204 yards of offense. Lions will take another crack at win number 1 when Rolla comes to town on Saturday. In the JUCO ranks, NEO tops Fort Scott 28-14. Ricky Smith runs for 124 yards on 19 carries for the Greyhounds. Charles Elix tallies 98 on the ground for the Norsemen. Today, the Royals were counting on a little bit of history to help their playoff hopes. A victory over Detroit would make the Tigers the first team since the 1969 Expos and Padres to lose 110 games in a season, and it would provide a boost to KC's rapidly dimming postseason plans. Royals reeling after losing 3 of 5 this week to Cleveland and Detroit. Second inning, Angel Baroa at the dish, pops it up. Fly ball finds an opening in the outfield. Mendy Lopez running all the way on the plate, beats the throw home. He makes it 1-0 Kansas City. Third inning, Baroa at it again. Bounces a single up the middle. Ken Harvey and Lopez come home for a 3-0 lead. And rookie Jimmy Gobble takes it from there. He Ks 7 batters in 7 innings as the Royals win 7-2, staying within 3.5 games of Minnesota and Chicago. Cardinals looking to make ground in the NL Central, taking on the division-leading Astros. This guy can hardly stand the excitement. Third inning, Craig Biggio doubles down the left field line. Tim Redding scores to make it 2-zip Astros. Fourth inning, Biggio hits it the other way, gets the same result. Another double scores Brad Ausmus and Carl Everett. And if you're a Cards fan, this one wasn't worth staying awake for. Astros win 4-1, sweeping the series. St. Louis now 5.5 games back. Earlier this season, a blown tire brought Jamie McMurray's first run at New Hampshire to a premature end. Today he returns with a better car and the number 3 spot in the starting lineup, eager to bring home a better finish. Head out to New Hampshire Speedway for the Sylvania 300. Scary moment in the pits. Michael Waltrip cuts off Jeff Gordon, forces him to run into 3 members of Jimmy Johnson's pit crew. They go up and over the hood. The pit crew a little bruised, but they're all okay, especially since they would go on to win the race. With the help of that pit crew, Johnson stretches his fuel over the last few laps and takes home his 3rd win of the season. Johnson leads only 12 laps, but that's enough for him to earn a sweep of both New Hampshire races this season. Ricky Rudd finishes 2nd, Joe Nemechek 3rd, followed by Bill Elliott and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Joplin's Jamie McMurray running quite well lately, picks up his 8th top 10 finish of the year. He led the rookie point standings entering this race. This will only help him, so really a nice season
I need Doug
for him.
Up there, dude. Or, maybe.
Well, I like to see him in at least the top 10.
We need Doug up
everybody
there.
does. I'm sure he likes to see him in the top 10.
We're rooting for
Doug.
him. Well, back to the idea of baseball. Soldiers overseas don't have much downtime. But when they do, they would like a chance to partake in the national pastime, baseball. So an effort is underway in Wichita to college baseball to collect baseball gear and ship it to the Persian Gulf. U.S. Representative Todd Tiahrt is about to seek Major League Baseball support for the project after Steve Knowles started Operation Home Run. His son Mark asked him to send baseball gear to Kuwait, and the equipment has boosted morale. How could it not?
Exactly. The American pastime. Nothing better than that when you guys.
He's not used to working Sunday nights.
And they're probably going to teach the Iraqi people how to play a little baseball.
Oh, that'd be great. Nice outreach.
Well, let's do a final check on weather with Doug.
Well, it's going to be a chilly night tonight. Bundle up tomorrow morning, 47 degrees when you wake up, but a great finish at 81 degrees near 90 by Wednesday, and then another cool down with a chance for rain by Thursday.
And cue him.
Thanks, Doug. That wraps up our news on this Sunday night. Thanks for staying up late with us. Have a great week.
And hit it.
If you see news happening,
you guys did a great
call
job
KOAM News on your U.S. cellular phone by dialing #7.
Just go to the one before it. There you go. Now go to cameras. There you go. Stand by VR. I don't even know what's my out time. We're going.